Oh, this sucks. This sucks.
Hands down.
This sucks. Why does it suck? Because there's so many lenses.
Alright. Straight face. Alright. Looks weird, man. It does. Can you cross your arms? Yeah. Wait, fuck. Yeah. Sorry. 3, 2.
So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I take pictures with a flash using my Pentax 6.7. So I've always had this flash. It's a big hammerhead flash. It's called a Sun Pack, and I picked it up for around £10 in a shop in Brighton. And recently I thought I wanted to take some more pictures, some more fashion-y style pictures with a flash on medium format. So that's what I did. And so I went out and shot 2 rolls of HP5 on my Pentax 6.7.
Oh, it stopped. I think I ran out of storage. That's why this bit sounds like shit. We've got 5 pictures left on this roll of HP5, and we just found this gorgeous tree. So I'm gonna have to make these ones count. I'm gonna get a shot of Jack sat in the tree, and I'm gonna try and include these flowers somehow in a shot. You've got a tripod, Jack.
So this flash is called a Sun Pack, which I hadn't actually heard of. I just picked this up because it was so cheap and it was fully functioning. And so far it hasn't broken down on me, so it's done its job well. There are better flashes out there, such as things like Mets. So I'm not too clued up about flashes, but this one works with my Pentax and I have got some good results from it. So it is a hammerhead flash, which means it's massive, first of all, and it sort of mounts to the bottom of your camera because my Pentax doesn't have a hot shoe. Most medium format cameras won't have a hot shoe, so it mounts to the bottom on the tripod mount with a screw fix, and it actually works as a big handle at the same time, which is good because it's the camera is so heavy already. You definitely need a handle, and my Pentax does actually have a handle, but this just replaces it and almost works better. But like I said, you definitely need this. There's no way you could mount a flash onto your hot shoe. 1, it doesn't have a hot shoe, and 2, if it did, it'd just be way too difficult. So the flash doubling as a handle is almost necessary, and it does make it slightly easier to take pictures with this setup. So the lens that I was using is my 105 2.4 SMC, which annoyingly doesn't have a leaf shutter. I've never needed a leaf shutter before. I used to actually own the 90mm with a leaf shutter, and one of the benefits of having a leaf shutter in your lens is when you're using the flash, you can sync up to much faster shutter speeds. So the fastest one I can sync up to is 1/30th with the SMC 105, which is annoying. It's not going to be very useful in a studio, or very useful anyway using a flash with this setup. So what I had to do to get sharp results was just shoot in very, very low light or no light at all, which isn't very conventional, and it's not a way of taking pictures that I'd recommend, because focusing becomes very hard and even framing becomes nearly impossible. So it's kind of a backwards way of working, but that's how I shot these 2 rolls, and they came out all right, but only because I know the camera so well. I think it's not a good way to work at all. But that's why if you were shooting on an RZ, for example, you can sync up to much higher shutter speeds, which just keeps everything sharp and makes it much more easier being able to compose with light and things like that. But I was happy with how they came out. I shot the first roll in the park up from where I live, and there were a couple that came out all right. I was definitely happy with 2 or 3. I just got slightly lazy, and things like the inverse square law, properly metering my shots, I was slightly lazy with them, and so some of them are quite dark and some of them are blurry, but there were about 3 that I was happy with. And yeah, and then I shot the other roll of Jack in my garden in my house, and I shot that in almost complete darkness. I waited for the sun to go completely because the flash fires so quickly. Shooting at 1/30th, your shots are going to be tack sharp and everything's going to be frozen. And I was happy with how they came out. I mean, I was shooting at like f16, f11, so focusing was, you didn't have to worry about it too much. And composing, there was enough light where I could see, so I didn't find it too hard, but it's not a setup that I would advise you do. Definitely shooting with cameras with leaf shutters makes this much easier. But I like the way these shots came out. I mean, having Jack completely isolated by this light and having complete pitch black background, I thought looked very cool, very studio-like. And I was very happy with that second roll. I think they came out cool. And just another thing with using this flash is, because the flash is so big and it's not on a hot shoe above the camera, it's slightly, there's probably about 10 centimeters of distance between the lens and the flash. And the way I was shooting was with the flash above the lens, and the way the light hits just creates these really nice flattering shadows that I was very happy with. I think this setup's almost a guaranteed flattering image of whoever you're taking a picture of, and I think these ones came out really nice. So when I was scanning these shots, I first went to Epson Scan, which is my usual. Always been happy with the results from Epson Scan. Epson Scan just couldn't invert it properly. I think it was the way Epson Scan was metering this this negative. It just couldn't find it. It couldn't do it properly. So I scanned them with Epson Scan. Some of them came out alright. Some of them were horrible. And the way Epson Scan was getting it wrong, it got it even more wrong on the second roll of HP5 that I shot in the garden of Jack with his new haircut. And I decided to try Negative Lab Pro, and it just got it right. Negative Lab Pro just sort of fixed the whole issue. So I was scanning these negatives as positives, and then in Lightroom, Negative Lab Pro is a plugin for Lightroom. You then invert it in Lightroom, and it just got it all right. And I'm not sure why Epson Scan didn't get it right. I'm still using the original version because I'm on Windows, and that's what I got used to. I did try out Epson Scan 2, but I didn't really like it. But then I also don't know if there's any improvements in terms of metering the negative and all that. So maybe that might be the issue. But Negative Lab Pro just seemed to fix it, and it did the trick. So that's what I used for all of the ones that you'll have seen in this video. It just sort of fixed it, and I was getting really weird banding with Epson Scan, and no, Negative Lab Pro just fixed it completely. So I was pretty happy with these shoots. The pictures were pretty good. There were definitely 2 or 3 that I was really happy with. But just picking up my pentax, shooting these 2 rolls of HP5 just made me realise sort of how rusty I am. I haven't really been taking that many pictures, not a medium format anyway. So I'm definitely going to have to do some more practicing, just get out there and take some more portraits, and yeah, get back to it, get back to having some confidence with this camera again. So that's something I'm definitely going to do. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, if this helped you out or you found this interesting, definitely give me a like. That would be amazing. Subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.